Happy Friday, everyone. It's Danica Illuminati back with another JKTheGlitch. And today I want to talk about the debate. The debate between Kamala Harris and Trump. Kamala Harris, like I thought, I knew would happen. She totally destroyed Trump. He could barely look at her. Okay, he can rape children and be guilty of raping children. There's a case on that, actually, with him and Epstein raping a 13-year-old girl. So any fact checkers out there can basically look that up. It did happen. For all the MAGAs out there that are saying save the children, you are actually enabling one of the biggest pedophiles the United States and the world has ever seen. He was best friends with Epstein and Maxwell, and been seen with them at all these parties and all these cases that have been popping out. The DOJ released on July, I believe, they released all this documentation of Epstein actually having 14 contact numbers and for Trump. And a lot of messages of Trump asking him to call him is very important. I guess that's when they had to pay. And then they had a list of children they paid off so they wouldn't talk. So for all these MAGAs out there, your cult leader is one of the biggest pedophiles on the planet. And you're out here talking about save the children. Apparently you do not see all the pictures of him and Epstein and Maxwell together and actually partying together at Mar-a-Lago. You don't want to know, I mean, nobody's talking about Diddy either, and his underground tunnels, but they believe there's an underground tunnel from Mar-a-Lago to Epstein Island. I mean, these are things that the DOJ released and can be researched. I'm not going to drop any more info. At this point, if you want to know the truth, you're going to go look for it. And what I've noticed, since I've been doing this 15 years, is that we were speaking a lot of truth and we were putting a lot of information out there, and people were able to research in the past and see the actual articles and the truth that we were speaking about, things like what the government's doing, what's happening to the children, and all those horrible things that we were trying to expose to make it stop. And now it's not as easy as it used to be. Now, in order for you to get at the truth, you're going to have to dig. You're going to have to go past all the fact checker sites like Snopes and all these so-called fact checkers that are actually misusing the truth. They would put like they making sure that you cross your T's and dot your I's, and then they change the actual subject of what you're looking for, and they say, no, that's not true. But if you look further down, there's actually proof of it. Better than we need to fact check the fact checkers, because they have been twisting and manipulating people. And as soon as you see that a lot of people that are fact checkers, so-called, researched it and found it to be false or whatever, they twist the story. They twist a few words and totally change the actual meaning of what we're trying to say, trying to expose. And now you're going to have to go past all those fact checkers that manipulated and twisted the actual message that we were trying to give, and go down and find regular websites, real websites with sources and everything, and of what you're trying to find out, of the truth. So, fact checkers ruined everything, and they ruined the truth. They're not speaking the truth. They're switching a couple of letters and words and making it look like the truth is not right. Whatever we said was false. You can believe what you want to believe. I don't believe anything now. I mean, I believe everything every bit of information we get on the internet has been researched and manipulated in one way or another. So it's really harder to get at the truth now. But the truth is that Kamala did destroy Trump. He would not even look at her. For a man, like I said, that was a big-time pedophile and has raped all these women and guilty of sexual assault in a court and convicted of it. And you would think that, he's afraid of women. He was afraid of Kamala. He wouldn't even look at her. The whole time his neck was over to the side. He would not even look at the woman. And Kamala showed some big power moves out there on him. She shook his hand. She was not afraid of him. She stared him down like I was hoping she would. He didn't even look at her. You're a coward, Trump. And now you don't want to debate her again. Because you're a coward. She owned you. That's it, like I said. And there's a lot of people out there, especially on Facebook. Let me tell you something. After years and years and years, even as a teenager, I noticed in these elections in the United States that they would go back and forth from Republican to Democrat. And I found it kind of weird because I figured if there's more Democrats out there voting or whatever side, that side should continuously be in power, right? But this idea of it going back and forth, I was questioning. I said, somebody's manipulating the elections because this is just weird. This is me at 16 years old, questioning these things. Why does it go back and forth? Why does it look like somebody's changing it from one party to the other and it's only always those two parties? Things that I asked when I was 16 years old, I was curious about. And to this day, people don't get it. But what's worse is being out here explaining this to people, that the Electoral College vote is what they used to rig the elections, that it was something from the past where the slave owners that had, the more land you had, the more slaves you had, the more Electoral College votes you had. This is an outdated system and it should not be in place, but this is what the New World Order uses in order to manipulate the election, in order to bring about what they speak about at the Bilderberg Group, what they're going to do to us, what their plans are, what's their next big thing, the next big disease, the next big whatever it is. They make all these plans at Bilderberg Group. That is not a conspiracy theory. Okay, those are facts. But like I said, you're all going to have to look it up. I'm just tired of having to research everything. And for people that you could just easily do it yourself if you really want to know the truth. If not, then don't. I mean, we shouldn't even be looking at this video because all I speak is truth. Try to get at the truth. And it's funny that after all these years being on Facebook, okay, knowing that I knew the elections were rigged, doing my research and finding out why and how and everything, how they're actually rigged, and finding all these people that are saying they're anonymous and they're awake and they're anarchists and both parties suck. But as soon as you tell them that election is not the same as the old days when we had, when we would have a Republican would win, a Democrats would be, oh damn, I guess we got to wait 4 years to see if we could try to win again. It's not the same old American politics that we would go back and forth and between the two parties and have our little arguments and then get over it and just realize, I guess, this is going to happen for the next 4 years, so we just may deal with it. This is not the same. We have people here that this is a cult, okay? It's a cult and it's full of misogynists. It's full of pedophile enablers. It's full of racists. Everything that's bad with our country have joined this cult with Donald Trump. And if you think this is just the regular Republicans, yeah, the Republicans of the past, we all always knew they had a little bit of racist thing in them, but it wasn't to this extent, okay? This is ridiculous. It was never to an extent where they're talking about we're going to get even with you. It was never a revenge thing. This is getting really ugly, and I don't do well with threats and stuff like that at all. Okay, please don't ever threaten me because it's not going to end up well. I don't want anyone to talk about it because I know my temper. So anyway, the fact is that I've been talking about this. We've all been talking about how the two-party system works together to keep us under control. And to sit here and just because I made a point of letting people know this is not normal, we're not going to have another election. It's not going to be two birds, one stone, or two wings on one bird. I mean, it's not like that anymore. It's not that divide and conquer thing that they have. Now they're planning to conquer. Okay, the divide and conquer thing is past. You're singing the old song and you're preaching to the choir when you're telling me that both parties work together and that both politicians suck. You're preaching to the choir. And honestly, I'm disgusted that some people will have the audacity to even come to me, oh, both parties suck, and when I've been preaching the same freaking thing for the last, I don't know, all my life, really. Before even you got on the computer or were even born, because I'm an old lady now, but let me tell you something. I'm just disgusted, absolutely disgusted at how insignificant and how little that people that would say your sister, you're this or that, and they don't even look at your videos. They don't know how you really believe. They don't know you at all, at all. To sit there and try to teach me and school me about the two fucking party system that's working together, the New World Order, to keep us in control. That's with that same disrespect and wanting to trigger and going on your page to try to anger you just because I said a few things that I know Kamala needs to win this election. And yes, I am a liberal. You want to talk about liberal and conservative. And people throw those words around without really knowing what they mean. Here, let me tell you. I gotta look this one up for everybody here. A liberal is willing to respect or accept behavior or opinions different from one's own, open to new ideas. Check it out. That's evolved. That's an evolved way of thinking. Liberals are evolved. They don't get in your business. They let you do whatever you want. They don't have an opinion on your lifestyle because it's not their business. That's the way I've always lived my life. I don't give a shit what you do. You're not hurting children and you're not killing anybody or hurting animals. I don't give a shit what you do. I mind my business. Okay, that's liberal. That's total liberal. Free thinking, open-minded, accepting. That's actually spiritual. That's a spirituality. That's a spiritual way of looking at things. Okay? So, you want to call me a liberal? Yes, I'm a liberal. Call me that all day long. Okay, I'm a liberal. I'm a free thinker. I don't care what you do. I don't give a damn what you do in your life or what you're doing. I really don't. That's your business. Okay, I'm never going to need an abortion. You're never going to need a gay marriage. Mind your business. Fuck out of my life. But a conservative, the definition of conservative is adverse to change or innovation. Adverse to change and innovation. Okay, that's totally opposite of evolved thinking. Okay, so right there, you are using the word liberal as a dirty word when actually the word conservative is even more insulting. If you ask me, closed-minded, stringent, and those are the people that are trying to push their lifestyle, their Christianity, their way of thinking onto everybody else. This is the kind of thing that happened during the Spanish Inquisition. You guys push, the Christians are the ones, they're not gay people, they're Christians and so-called Christians pushing their agenda. And they're forcing their way of life onto everybody, or else they hurt them, they kill them, they torture them. Okay, that's the history of conservatives. You torture people and kill people that don't believe and think like you. But the more evolved way would be to just accept everybody. You don't have to like it, just, okay, accept it. Mind your business. You don't like looking at that? Turn your face. You don't like to see two men kissing? Don't look. Some of these programs on TV where they got straight people humping each other in the regular TV, I don't need to see that either. But I just, what the hell, it's part of the storyline. Move along. Okay? Because I have a better way of thinking, a more evolved way of thinking. And it's really horrific to have people that they say that you're friend and they know you accuse you because you don't want a dictator. Like I said, this election is different from any other election. This guy is planning to remain in power and become a dictator. And and it's called the Dark Ages. They're trying to bring back the Dark Ages. Okay, Handmaid's Tale, all that dystopian thing that we were worried about, that's what they're bringing back. And to sit there and say that you were part of Anonymous and are an anarchist and support or even argue with someone or try to debate someone that's trying to tell you we have a fucking dictator with a playbook ready to take over our country, and you're sitting there angry because I promoted Kamala. Well, let me tell you something about Kamala. The plan is exposed. QAnon and all you motherfucking right-wing bitches, the Q plan is exposed. We know you're going to try to steal the 6 swing states. We know they're going to try to suppress this vote. We know what Trump's plans are, the total abortion ban throughout the whole country and more repression, and just like the Dark Ages. And all this threats to the people that oppose them, that's not even normal. You support something like that, you have absolutely no business in my life. You are not, absolutely not an anarchist. You are not fucking evolved. You got issues and you need to calm your ego down, sit the fuck down and shut up. And let people that are really liberal, that are open-minded, handle this, because you people are ridiculous. You're ridiculous. You know, you're trying to put our country on lockdown. You're not patriot. You're not even American at this point if you want and support a dictator. That's not what the founders of this country wanted for us. They actually warned us about this. We have a Republican until which time we lose it. And we're about to lose it if we... He's literally, it's not even the matter of they outnumber us. That's never going to happen. That's not the fact. The fact is that they do not outnumber us. It's just that they're more boisterous. They're more rowdy and vulgar, and they're going to write a check their asses can't cash one day. They're going to pick on the wrong liberal one day that believes in their Second Amendment right. And, you know, all these threats and stuff, this is really just not what elections were supposed to be about. We're supposed to be like, okay, one wins, the other wins, whatever. But to have people that are against Kamala, or that have no clue of what really is going on, and are sticking to the old story of, oh, well, it's just one bird, 2 wings, blah, blah, blah. It's all, I can't believe all the people that are falling for this, and blah, blah, blah. And it's, you know, you're looking all kinds of stupid and ill-informed and not up to date. You're not up to date, honey. You're stuck in the past, just like Trump is, and you're incapable of thinking, of free thinking, and actually analyzing things and seeing that this is not going well. This is not a regular election. And people jumping on my page when I talk positively about Kamala and how I'm hoping that the New World Order is not over us yet. Over with us, and then give us a little more time with Kamala in power, we could actually do that. But if they stick Trump in there, yeah, I hope you get everything that Trump, I hope everything that Trump passes affects your life as well. And it will. I really hope. I hope you get what you hope for. Total destruction of our country. But as it looks, it's not going to happen because Kamala already destroyed him at a debate. He's too much of a coward to debate her again. He's a fucking chicken shit. Talking about 3 debates. He didn't have no 3 debates. He had 1 debate with Joe, who was asleep at the time, and 1 debate with Kamala. This man, Trump, you are a coward. You are not a strong man. And just to think that so many men out there look at you as a strong man, and you're afraid to look at a woman in her face when she's trying to debate you. You're a punk. You're a pussy ass bitch. Just like Cardi said. Anyway, you know, he doesn't have a plan. Trump does not have any plans. And I was curious as to how Kamala was going to plan on passing all these, this help and these tax cuts. And she's basically going to use the tax money that we had to pay to the government to fund all this. That's what I just found out. That's what she's going to do. You know, everybody's like, oh, but how's she going to do it? That's how if you shut up long enough, she'll probably tell you that she's planning on using the money that, and all these tax breaks that Trump gave the big corporations, that's going to end in 2025. Don't extend it. Use that money, that extra money, and she could probably implement everything she said that she was going to do. Meanwhile, Trump has no plan. Trump has a concept of a plan. Imagine that. So, you know, imagine next time you want to pay one of your bills. I have a concept of money, but I'm not really sure. I have a concept that I'm going to pay you at some point. But anyway, that wasn't bad enough. He has no plan and no agenda. No agenda that's good for us. The only agenda he has is 47, which looks exactly like Project 2025. That's Trump's agenda. He can't talk about his actual plans because he doesn't have one. And he doesn't, focuses, him and J.D. Vance focus on cutting Kamala down, and they're focusing on Haitians eating dogs now. Dogs and cats, they're eating your pets. Can you imagine? I live in a big Haitian community, and we have a lot of peacocks here, and I've never, ever, ever have I ever seen any of what the hell they're talking about. But anyway, I do also know that there's 300,000 registered Haitian voters in Florida alone. So Florida can turn blue right away. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go out here with voter to make sure that they've applied to vote and bring out forms so they can register to vote and make sure. Because I believe our Haitian community can turn Florida blue with 300,000 plus votes. Another thing everybody was laughing at, oh, Taylor Swift. Everybody's laughing, oh, Taylor Swift just endorsed Kamala, and it's all laughs and giggles, and now I'm being told that, yeah, they're all bad people, the Hollywood people. And this is another thing that I know for 100 years. And at this point, I don't give a shit what you call me, what you think, if I'm awake or not. I think that you guys, the ones that are talking about, oh, they're both one bird, two wings. You guys are outdated. You need to, like Trump is in the past, you're stuck in the past. This is all brand new here. I don't know if you've noticed, and if you don't, you're as brainwashed as anybody else. Because there's a controlled opposition brainwashing from the far right that has been embedded since Alex Jones wanted us to believe that his out-of-shape ass rode on a canoe and passed the cremation at Care, where every world leaders and all was sacrificing a child. They want us to believe that Alex Jones did that. He has also controlled opposition. He was allowed to do that to start everything that's going on now. They had all this planned out. All these Russians had all this planned out. All these Russian farm bots that they put out, like I said, back in the day. They've been talking shit about our country. Archie's been talking shit about the United States, and like we're the only ones that are doing, committing war crimes or doing bad things. They're all doing it. They're all in bed together. So, like I said, this idea of telling me there's one bird and two wings, you're outdated. This is, obviously you're not thinking for yourselves. You guys are totally blinded. I have more respect for someone that would sit and tell me that they're full out MAGA. At least you know where they're coming from. Okay, you're in a call, I see where you're coming from. But this idea of playing anarchist, and when someone tells you or tries to explain to you that this fucking election is not the same as the other ones, that something's going on here that's much bigger than the one bird, two wings shit, you're brainwashed. You're totally fucking brainwashed by the right-wing infiltration. And you're not seeing things clearly. I see things bright. I see the future, too. I see that while everybody's laughing at, well, not everybody, just the people that are nervous that Trump is going to be destroyed now, and all their plans and their big Q plan is all blown out of the water, and it's all finished now. It's all done. But Taylor Swift just raked in almost 500,000 new registered voters in 24 hours. After her saying if you're 18 at the Music Awards, MTV Video Awards, she said if you're over 18, register to vote. 500,000 in 24 hours. Okay, just keep in mind that Florida was lost to Bush with 352 votes. If we have 300,000, like I said, registered voters, Haitian voters here in Florida, they can sweep it. Florida can turn blue. And another thing I want to tell you, I'm never going to forget the disrespect, the absolute disrespect of telling someone that has been out in these streets and has fought this system longer than there was internet. Back in the day when we had to print information to tell people, to actually print by hand petitions to change the system, to change things that were unfair. You're going to talk to a lifelong activist. That's who you do. Disrespect. But anyway, for people that this bothers me because people think I thought knew me better. But anyway, I'm learning a lot. I'm learning so much right now, and what to prioritize and what not. That's why I'm making more YouTube videos. Because I'm making a lot more. There's a lot of things that need to be said, and people need to hear these things. That the elections are rigged and this and that, and depending on who they choose, that's what's going to happen in the United States. And if they choose Trump, that's going to affect the entire world. The entire world will go spiraling into darkness, into abuse of women. We're going to get another Spanish Inquisition soon. People will be getting tortured. God only knows what could happen. So I have to keep my eyes on the prize. I have to keep my eyes on the eye. I believe that Kamala can beat Trump. I believe that their plans have been squashed. I believe that Taylor Swift endorsing her will also cause some kind of big landslide is what's going to happen, because she needs a landslide in order to win, because they're already trying to rig the six states. I still have the 6 swing states that I still have a petition out for as well. There's a lot of things out there that we're learning from this election. We can't lose our country to this fascist pedophile enabler. We cannot. We need to, I'm going to go out there and get these more Haitian people registered to vote as well that are in my neighborhood. So anyway, like I said, I'm learning a lot. I'm learning about the hypocrisy. I'm learning about how fake people can be. And believe you me, I'm not going to forget. And I'm not going to forget. I'm never going to forget that shit. So just as Trump is threatening people, I'm not threatening anybody. I'm just going to remember who I'm going to take more serious, who I'm going to spend my time with, talking, speaking to, because this is not right. This is crazy. And Kamala will, I'm praying every day that Kamala will win this election by a landslide, and it just might happen. And then after it's all said and done and our country's not going to be taken over, basically, you know, when it comes to business or anything else like that, or having lasting friendships, this should direct us. We all need to clean house of these people that sat here and decided they wanted to fight with you or debate you because you don't want a dictator and because you're noticing something's different. We're going to take note of the people that do not think for themselves, people that are just repeating rote things like spirituality. They'll sit there and they say they're spiritual and blah, 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 and then break it down how other people are not and how other people are acting, when the first thing in spirituality is to squash your ego. But they sit there and they're judging other people and doing the same exact opposite. These are the things you find in Facebook. Fake spiritual, dime store spiritualists that have their life fucked up, find a few memes and post them, and then people are supposed to believe they live their lives like that. That's not always true. Okay? I post things to remind myself. I don't post it to remind other people. But as far as spirituality goes, that's between you and the universe. But all these people are out here preaching in the same way they're out here preaching anarchy. Oh, I'm an anarchist. One bird, two wings. Shut the fuck up. You're not an anarchist. An anarchist would think for themselves. An anarchist doesn't want to be ruled by a dictator. An anarchist wants freedom of speech. And we'll fight for that. When Biden and Harris try to hide that, we're going to have to fight that. But at least we can fight it. With the Democrats, we could fight it. But with a dictator, we're not going to be able to. Okay, so if you want to twist my words and say everything and get mad at me because I support Kamala Harris, and I'm happy that Taylor Swift is backing her, that's your problem. You're going to stay mad, just be mad, create all these scenarios, make up all the stories you want to about how blah, 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 whatever. It will not make a difference, and I just want you to know it will not make a difference to me. Okay? The only thing I'm doing is remembering. I'm going to remember and act accordingly. You know? That's what it is. Just like they say they're going to remember, I'm going to remember too. I'm going to remember all this bullshit. I'm going to remember people that realize this is not normal, that we're free thinkers that think for themselves, and people that just repeat, wrote racist and misogynist shit. And women that are misogynist too, not just men. There's women that are misogynist. They hate the idea that they might be able to handle their own business. They don't want a man to hide under all the time. So yeah, they're gonna hate any woman that's gonna say, hey, we can do it on ourselves. No, we can't. Leave me in the kitchen barefoot and pregnant. Okay. You stay there while we evolve. And like Kamala said, we're going forward. And I don't like I said, as soon as Kamala wins, I'm gonna be on there, hey, Kamala, I want my freedom of speech. I want to know why you kept those people in prison so long. I want to know why can't you change your prison system. We know it's just extended slavery. We know a lot of those people don't belong in prison. Hey, Kamala, I will. But don't come talking to me after that and say, yeah, I agree, yeah. Don't, because you're not an anarchist. You can't fucking stand up for your rights and fight a Republican, but you want to fight a Democrat? You're not an anarchist. You're a Republican in hiding. At least be real about it. If you support Trump, be real. Just say it. I support Trump. And that's it. And I'll be like, okay, I know where you're coming from. I respect that. Let's debate now. But the fucking idea to sit around and say, I'm an anarchist, and then come around with your fucking bullshit when you know damn well, or maybe you don't know, this is not normal. This is not the same. This is a dictator trying to take control of the United States with the assistance of Russia and all the misinformation and controlled opposition that you eat every single day, and try to tag people into this bullshit about Venezuelans wanting to take over an apartment complex when the real facts were they were complaining to the management of the apartment building. That's all that was. But somebody's gonna come in here and take this and take that. Why? Because you took it, and I'm sick of the arrogance. And you think you're better than other people. You think you're better than everybody. You're American. You're not American. You're not a patriot. You're not an anarchist. You are nothing but a negative, dark hole and reflecting that, because that's what's in your life. That's what you have in your life. Nothing but darkness and bad, and you want to see the world burn because your life sucks. So let me tell you something. My life doesn't suck. I live in absolute paradise. I live with the perfect wife. I can never be happier. We had our ups and downs, but we're together. I have pets. I have all kinds of happiness here. I have paradise, and I don't want to lose that. And I'm going to fight to keep the peace. And like I said, we'll fight the government when we still have one. But if you have a dictator, you ain't fighting shit. You're going to fight yourself. And if you want to watch your world burn, trust me, go on Ancestry.com if you hate the United States that much. Ancestry.com, give them some of your spit, and they'll find out what is the majority of your blood in your DNA. Take that information and buy yourself a plane ticket and go back to wherever you came from. That would be the best thing. Go back there. You don't love the United States. You're angry here. Your ancestors hated where they came from. They probably made everybody sick over there, and they came over here. They don't want anything to do with them. I think that maybe they forgot about all that. Maybe you can go back now. At any given moment, you can still go back. Before Trump, if Trump wins, he's going to build a wall, and you're going to be stuck here with us. And guess what? We're not going to be happy about it. And like I said, Second Amendment right. We all believe it. So, Kamala's going to win. Taylor Swift just brought in 500,000 votes, new voters, in 24 hours. And it's not going to happen. Trump's not going to win. He lost. He's losing his shit. J.D. Vance keeps burying him. Every time they open their mouths, they're looking more dumb, more deranged, more insane. And all these new voters that are coming in, the new generation will not be having it. They're not going to have it. I believe the young bloods, the ones that, those are the ones that are going to change the world. We just kicked the door down for you guys, okay? Generation X, kicking the door down for you, okay? But you got to pick up the millennials. I love millennials. Millennial men are so respectful to women. I know you go out there and do the right thing. And the Zoomers, y'all going to do it. Y'all going to outnumber all these old farts. You're going to go out there and vote and stop this hostile takeover of our country. Okay, and Generation Alpha coming up. They're going to have it even less. Okay, so Generation Z, you got the ball is in your court. Come out and vote. Vote this dictator out of power. Vote him out of our country. Vote him out of our lives. I've had it. Okay, so bye-bye, Trump. Bye-bye, all you old-thinking motherfuckers. If I don't talk to you, you know what? I'm trying to hang out with evolved people, people that can think outside of the box, people that can see what's going on and say, hey, this is not the same, and have the decency, the courage, and the honor to sit there and talk and debate honestly and tell me that you don't see something that's weird here, then there's nothing really to talk about. There's nothing to debate about. You don't see it. If you don't see it, that's just like, you're just like a sheep. At least the sheep don't know anything, and maybe they learn something new, and maybe they'll go research. But you already know everything. You know it all. One bird, two wings. I know everything. I know all this is control and blah, 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 right? Okay, so if you know everything, don't debate me, because I don't know shit, and I still want to debate people that might think differently, that at least admit I'm a Trump supporter. Okay, let's debate. I want to know why. Okay, I respect that more than someone like, oh, I'm an anarchist, super similar, same old fucking shit that controlled opposition, right-wing bullshit, keep repeating over and over and over again. I have no time or room for that. I want to talk to some evolved people. I'm a liberal. I'm a liberal. That's right. I'm a free thinker. I don't want to force anybody to think like me. I don't want to force anybody to live their lives the way I want them to live, because that's none of my fucking business. Okay? With that in mind, if I don't see you, if I don't speak to you, I have no time for this. I'm looking for people that are awake. Hello? We're going forward. Okay? Regardless, at the end of the day, Kamala, I'm going to be coming after you too, because I'm going to ask you some questions. Not coming after you. I don't want to sound like a bully like Trump or his supporters. I have some questions, and I think that our country can get out of Gaza immediately, stop funding them. I believe we should stay in Ukraine, because Trump trying to give Putin all this information, all these hidden documents. That's why Putin was brazen enough to jump into Ukraine and attack and try to invade. But you guys don't do the math. I'm doing the math here. I see what's going on. Okay, if you're brainwashed, you're going to hate every bit of this. But if you have an open mind and you believe in the future and you're going to fight for it, stick around. I got many ideas, and we're going to get back. We're not going to let our country be taken over. And fuck you right-wing motherfuckers. You and your cult and your old way of thinking and your controlled opposition and your lies about our country, your lies about Haitian people eating pets, your lies about Venezuelans taking over, people from South America. If there's anyone trying to take over, it's the Russians and Trump and all his dictator friends trying to take the United States over. That's who's trying to take the United States over. And we're going to have a dictator, but we're not. We're going to fight the shit. Stick around.